Hello and welcome, my lovely Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your card in tarot is the Temperance card. It is a card of moderation and learning to not give in to temptation in this deck. All right, my lovely Sagittarius, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of December 15th through, the week of December 9th through 15th, 2019. Remember, time is merely a pretense. These can be past, present, or future energies and or lessons. Remember, life happens for you, not to you. So the stars that you were born under, your zodiac sign, your chart, this is not personality programming. This is these are the lessons you need to learn in the 3D life you are living now. So, with this being a general reading, this will still apply to you in some way, like a good fable or fairy tale. So hang around for the entirety of the reading. Take what resonates, leave out all the rest. All right, my lovely Sagittarius, what do we have in the sky above us? Well, we still have that Mars and Scorpio energy. If you're moving extremely slow, it's because you haven't gotten to the bottom of things in that Scorpio, deep feeling, messy, kind of watery energy. And once you kind of work through that, sit down with that energy, what you need to process with that energy, what things you really need to get to the truths, you need to get to the bottom of, figure out, the Mars energy will activate, and that will provoke change. We're running out of time for that, so do that as soon as possible. This is all 2020 preparations for the big Capricorn moment in January as well. But right now we already have Jupiter in Capricorn, we have Venus in Capricorn. Jupiter moving into Capricorn is expansive energy. Jupiter is expanding everything it touches. It's quite the benefactor in terms of making things Texas-sized. So if you're working on something that's pretty shitty, guess what? You're about to get a lot of shit. So, but Capricorn is hierarchical. It's about our pentacled life. Is it about the CEO, the boss man, our roles and goals in the system kind of thing? It's about discipline as well. So this is about whatever you've been working on. Capricorn is about to expand that in a massive way. For Christmas, we do have Saturn and Pluto kind of moving into that energy as well. Saturn's like full karma energy. Pluto's like gift-giving energy. So it's all that Santa Claus energy. Did you eat your carrots before dessert? Have you been a good or naughty girl? And you'll know, because you're either going to get coal or you're going to get a big change in life, especially in a pentacled way. The major energy of this week, though, is that full moon in Gemini on 12/12, December 12th, 12/12 at 12:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be the peak of the full moon. It is the full cold moon, the full long night's moon, because yes, we are approaching the darkest time of year, the coldest time of year as we approach that winter solstice. Again, it's duties versus passions, just like it was in June 3rd for that new moon in Gemini. And it's flirty, it's flighty energy. Before we were getting bikini weather ready, now we're getting, bundling up weather, be warm weather. It's the importance of a warm heart. It's ease with speaking to others. It is a reminder to not be resistant to vulnerability. And this full moon, unfortunately, is represented by the lovely Nine of Swords. It's your past catching up to you. It's your demons coming to the surface. Yes, coming to the light. And of course, a full moon is let go time. And what you want to do is, this is like, it's not the Nine of Swords and removing what no longer serves you nightmare card. It's the Nine of Swords. Pick up those fucking swords. Have those battles. Yes, after you pick up all those swords and you have those confrontations, you have those battles, you've had those cries, you've had that fight with your sister that you've needed to have over that belt for 20 years. It's all coming in, and you're going to be able to let it go and come to Ten of Swords. Very painful card, but it's done. Ten of Swords is finality. So this is that coming in to bring it all around. A lot of family secrets come out this time of year, as do, a lot of people do come out of the closet this time of year, even though they've been in there for 30, 40 years and it's no family secret anymore, because people need to have those arguments, and the stars are conspiring for us to provoke our voice to speak out on that right before we come into major success. It's a major clearing. Alright, me being the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling. with unconditional love and, of course, gratitude. This is my charismatic gift that I share with you. And I thank you for all your likes, your subscribes, your comments, your shares. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and we continue to share our energy. I definitely read for the collective of my subscribers. Sagittarius is. I'm just going to pull from Cartomancy old school style. See what comes out for you. 3 cards. 7 of Diamonds upright. Planting some seeds. Very Pentacle way. 2 of Swords. Having a little fear about it. Trying to maybe not talk about it. Maybe keep it apart from things. It's like you're living 2 separate lives in a way. A pentacled life and an unpentacled life. Or, you know, it's like work and home is so separate for you. And it's good that way. Or, but there's some kind of kingdom building that's not really working out for you. And that's why this tension is here. This nervousness, this fear of really bringing things together is what I feel. And it's it's almost like this is taking stock card. The 7 of Pence is like the inventory card. It's like really taking stock. Where am I really in my kingdom building? And you're coming to terms with the fact that you're not where you want to be in terms of, you know, where you're not where you want to be in your King of Pence energy. You don't quite have the kingdom you thought you'd have by now. Sagittarius, I'm going to see why this King of Diamonds is in reverse here. And it's the 5 of Diamonds. You're just lacking finances. You're lacking resources. And the 5 of Diamonds, especially in Cartomancy, it's not just about being left out in the cold or being poor. It's about rebuilding. You've been rebuilding too many times. There is a benefit to starting over, but it feels like you've started over 3 times. And you haven't protected yourself. Yeah, you've been doing a lot of work. And you haven't really protected yourself from the effects of fighting these battles. Of having to start, almost like having to start over. Having to take a loss. 5 of Diamonds is also a battle. These are battle cards, but these are the battle cards where you... where when stuck in this card, it's a poverty card, and this is like you're fighting a battle that you know you're gonna have to take a loss in. A bittersweet victory is coming. It's not a big major win. It's and you haven't really defended yourself against these battles. It's almost like I'm not prepared. It's like almost I'm not prepared. I haven't been prepared for the things that life has hit me. And it could be anything. It could be fires. It just feels like that rebuilding. Like I've had to start over too many times. Or if you're a mom, it's like you've had to start raising grandchildren now. So it's almost like you have a whole new, family to raise. Like you've taken on your grandchildren or your even families like sisters' kids or something. But you have kind of put yourself in a position where you're like, beginning to see that even though you've planted seeds for something, a lot of 7s. So it's like your options are coming. Your options are coming in, but you feel like your options are coming in, and it's really hard to make them right now. Let me tell you why. Because whatever this is, you feel like a burden has been released from you recently, and you're starting to really think about your options. You've putting your burdens down, but using those resources for something better, like your lessons learned, your pile of logs. They're going to build your log cabin, no matter how hard they hurt you. But I have these 2 3s here, and you're having a little, this is not cheating. This is the idea of, I put those burdens down. I'm not doing that anymore. It's like if you did raise babies or you've raised foster children, it's that moment where they leave you, or that moment where they go back to their parents, or your kids are grown up, and it feels like that separation of a responsibility of perhaps, even if you were like rescuing animals, it's like I can't do that anymore. So you're stopping it. It's kind of like stopping an aspect of your life that it did bring you a lot of joy. It wasn't easy. It was work. Trust me, it was work. And when you first heard it was going to end and you're going to be able to focus on yourself a little bit more, you were very happy, and you were happy for even everybody that just come through your life or what have you. But you're a little sad because now you really have to think about you. It's Sagittarius. This is absolutely, we have sun in your season, in your sign, and it's been a lot about not just duties versus passions, but over duties to the neglect of your passions was the new moon energy. And this energy is just kind of like, you're going to want to speak up about it. You're going to want to, like, it's like you fought for this moment forever, this independence, this freedom to move without others, and now you're kind of like, whatever. Oh, I didn't think what I was going to do with that, you know. I have the Jack of Diamonds here. This is entrepreneurial card. It's a business card. It is a new financial journey. It's like one of the things that I learned when my children and I no longer live together is how easy it is to do overtime, or how easy it is when they're like, oh, we'd like some volunteers for this, this, and this. And I used to be like, I gotta go home and make dinner. Now it's like, I really don't have to rush home for nothing right now. So, for me, but this is you kind of like coming into that energy of, there's a new beginning that you do want that has a final step to it. You're going to really try and engage that and enjoy it. You realize this isn't, maybe the end isn't here or the end hasn't come. This is some of you who have really just kind of started this new financial quest without so many attachments. I feel a lot of attachments being cut, probably because of the Nine of Swords and now this Nine of Wands here. The final battles being fought, and this Ace of Diamonds, a new financial beginning is coming. You have one more little thing to pay off, or one more little battle to play out, one more, you know, one more kid to get through high school graduation through June, one more puppy to foster out, you know, get a permanent home too. It has that energy. I actually have a cousin who fosters birds. It's very cute. But it's very sweet, actually. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had dreams about falconry lately, and about falconry in a past life of mine, and I miss it. I miss my bird. I actually had a dream where I missed my bird. I actually cried for this bird that I didn't have in my current life. So it's that energy of like, there's just that one more step to get you to that new financial beginning, and you're like less about this being surrounded by this Jack and this Ace. Even though it's a Nine of Wands, it's like a final battle. It really isn't. It's more like it feels more like a final, like even like a party or a celebration, or like handing over the torch. Like, it feels a lot like handing over the torch, like maybe letting somebody know that, you know, heir apparent, queen handing over the torch. Of course, she's an Aries. Yeah, it's going to be something you want to speak about. Here, yeah, this is moving with love, not money. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is not having a fire under your ass for money anymore. That's really the new financial beginning. You're kind of like in a position where you don't have to stress over, you know, paying a rent or a mortgage, or you're getting to a point where it's getting so under control that you're able to move in a more loving way and a less pentacled way. It's a softening. It's that softening into, this is the parent card too, which I keep picking up on a parent-child, a raising children kind of energy. But it's really like not having to work that hard on that anymore, Sagittarius. It's like when your kids, I mean, you see a lot of these moms who are extremely involved in their high schooler's life, which is great, but by senior year, you should be pulling back a little bit more, kind of letting them be their own person and their own kind of adult, because they're about to be anyway. And it's kind of that energy, like, I need to like be home. I can't be watching over them at prom. I can't be watching them over them at the lunch tables kind of thing. It is that energy of releasing, and it is also that energy of, for those of you who are selling companies or appointing heir apparents in various corporations, the Six of Pentacles being part of that, is you're releasing that. You're like handing over the torch kind of thing in a very cautious way, with this Jack of Wands in reverse, which is your prime energy in this reading right now as far as fire signs go, because it's you not working. It's you finding a way to stay almost home. It's as that very retirement card. It's about an ending for you in an area of your life that it's not a bad ending. It's not like you're getting fired or laid off. It has that natural feeling. That's why I'm picking up on the energy of retirement or kids graduating and going off to college. It's that feeling of, this is a natural part of life. This is a natural cycle that's moving on, and it's just bittersweet. It's just the emotions of, I haven't, but there's, this reading started out with, I haven't done things. I haven't, you haven't really prepared for this. It's kind of like, I always thought I'd work every day of my life, and now I don't have to for whatever reason. And not necessarily, And it's balancing your heart, finding clarity and truth, the inspiration for whatever you're moving on to, because it's definitely moving on to a new phase. And the reading did start with the uncertainty of, I've been doing nothing but kingdom building and planting seeds. I've been nothing but kingdom building and planting seeds, and now that I'm not going to do that anymore, I haven't really prepared for that part of your life, and you're going to have to move into that energy now, just because the time is here, even if you're not ready for it. But it's coming. You're going to know what cups you want to take, and you're going to select them. You're going to walk away from the poison ones and towards something entirely different. A new inspiration is coming. And Spirit tells me that most Saggies know how to do that for themselves. They don't need to be inspired. They don't need to be inspired to move forward on a mission. You're going to find it. A lot of people are finding their true paths right now, and I think you are too. You've 2 aces, getting your head above water financially. But this isn't necessarily just, I feel like it's almost like money's not the big issue, because money comes and goes as it needs to. It's more of just moving on to this new phase. Let's get advice from Spirit. I have the Sun in reverse. I know you guys are anxious about this. And then I have the Scorpio card in reverse. Saggy. You're not taking the fire. You're not taking the burn. So it's making it difficult for you. Okay. You're not taking this very well. You're not taking the Sun very well. This is not your happiness, is what you feel. This is not your journey. I feel like this is the Scorpios kind of thing. They should burn up and be reborn. I don't want to lose everything. And then I have the Hermit in reverse, which tells me you've got to come out of this nonsense. You can't hide from this. Spirit is warning you against hiding from this, against being, there's a warning for this full moon against being resistant to vulnerability, to feeling, to speaking up, to telling people, I hate this, I don't like this, I don't want this, but it's, it's just part of life. It's just the way things go. And actually there's quite a bit of happiness and inspiration around the corner for you, but you do have to go through the paces of closing off this prior part of your life. The final card is the X. The X marks the spot. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. Life is going to move greatly in your favor. This is not going to feel good at first, and you're already in that portion of the Wheel of Fortune where you're like, I don't like the way shit's moving, and I don't think I'm going to like this, but it always turns out for the better, for the good. Everyone's always happy once they get this wheel turning. Abundance comes in. Life takes its very purposeful tact. but you're at that phase where, like, I'm not liking this. You're at the phase where you get the flat tire, and not at the phase where, you know, Britney Spears or Elon Musk pulls up to change your tire, or you pull up to change his tire, and you're like, holy crap. And they reward you greatly. It's kind of like you're at that point where it's like not the good part of the Wheel of Fortune this week, and that's why you're kind of, you see the possibilities. You, just because you've seen on TV people be grumpy about this, you don't have to be grumpy about this. You can be very celebratory about this. I just watched Mr. Megorium's Magical Emporium, and he completely took it quite easily. Why are you lying like this, Murphy? You know your pants are going to catch fire. You know, your pants are going to catch fire, liar, liar. So it's the willingness to, you can be happy. You can go with this, because it is actually really beautiful energy to have right now in terms of moving on through this Capricorn energy to something greater, something bigger, to the second act of life that it's coming for us all. And it's actually, you're beginning to see the possibilities. You're coming into those 7s and even the 8s and the inspirations. So don't give up on this. You will find happiness. It's coming. And don't turn it away if it's there already, just because you're not supposed to be happy about this. Don't hesitate to enjoy life just because it is life. All right, thank you, Sagittarius, for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip or donate if the spirit moves you. And have a everything's in the box below. Have a very, very good week, my lovely Sagittarius. Enjoy.